The NFL season is officially past the midway point, and oh, what a wild ride it has been so far. From major injuries to shocking upsets, it's been unpredictable to say the least. Some teams have soared to new heights while others have crashed and burned. Super Bowl dreams have emerged and been crushed. But the fun is just getting started. There are still many more twists and turns ahead as the playoff races heat up. Can the underdog teams keep rising to the occasion? Will the struggling contenders turn it around when it matters most? And who will ultimately hoist that shiny Lombardi trophy? Grab a cold one and let's dive into the blunt midterm grades across this crazy 2023 NFL season. No team is safe from criticism in our no-holds-barred assessment of every squad's performance so far. You might need a thick skin because we're giving out some ugly report cards. Let's dive in. Arizona Cardinals, C-. Let's kick things off with the Arizona Cardinals. At 1-8, they're down in the dumps, but hey, they put up a fight against some tough teams. You have to give them credit for battling every week despite injuries, a coaching shakeup, and the absence of star QB Kyler Murray. Rookie GM Monty Ossenfort got unlucky with that first-rounder he got from Houston improving. The future is murky, but Arizona has avoided rolling over. Atlanta Falcons, C. Sitting at 4-5, the Falcons are in the playoff hunt. But should Coach Arthur Smith have committed to rookie QB Desmond Ridder sooner rather than stubbornly sticking with Marcus Mariota? This defense has stepped up, but the offense needs a spark from new QB1 Taylor Heineke to take off down the stretch when Atlanta faces a cushy schedule. Baltimore Ravens, A-. At 7-2, the Ravens have the best record in the AFC. The defense is nasty, Lamar Jackson is elite, and Justin Tucker is still the GOAT kicker. The offense remains a work in progress under new play caller Todd Monken, but this team can destroy opponents in all phases. Are they the Super Bowl favorite? Buffalo Bills, C. Huge expectations, but a 5-4 record after an ugly loss on Monday night. Josh Allen is dinged up and the offense looks stale. The defense is depleted by injuries. There's still time for the Bills to stampede, but the clock is ticking on their Super Bowl dreams. Carolina Panthers, F. The Panthers finally won a game, but this season has been a disaster at 1-7. The NFL's worst defense keeps getting put in bad spots by the offense. Quarterback Bryce Young has taken a beating behind a porous O-line, and now the critics are questioning if Carolina should have drafted C.J. Stroud #1 overall. Back to the drawing board. Chicago Bears, D. Now the Chicago Bears at 2-7. After an abysmal start, there was a glimmer of hope, but quarterback Justin Fields' thumb injury hit pause. Some eyebrow-raising decisions in the front office also leave us pondering. Can they turn it around? Only time, and maybe a strategic free agent move, will tell. Cincinnati Bengals, B+. The Bengals are resilient. They persevered through Joe Burrow's early calf injury and have now won 5 of 6. The talent's obviously there to make another deep playoff run, but Cincy needs to find more consistency week to week on both sides of the ball. Cleveland Browns, B+. Cleveland Browns at 5-3 get a B+. They've weathered the storm with the best defense, a standout defensive end in Myles Garrett, and a resilient run game despite losing running back Nick Chubb early. Quarterback Deshaun Watson finds his rhythm. Watch out. The Browns could be a force to be reckoned with. Dallas Cowboys, B-. The Cowboys always tease. The defense is holding its own, but the offense has stumbled under head coach Mike McCarthy. Quarterback Dak Prescott is a monster between the 20s, but red zone struggles and a deteriorating O-line raise concerns. Can they bounce back with a friendlier schedule ahead? Denver Broncos, C-. Denver Broncos at 3-5 under head coach Sean Payton started shaky, but turned heads with 2 consecutive wins, including snapping an 8-year losing streak against the Chiefs. Quarterback Russell Wilson is showing promise, and the Broncos might just be salvaging a season that looked on the brink. Detroit Lions, B+. The Detroit Lions, surprising everyone at 6-2, get a B+. A first-ever NFC North crown is within reach. Young stars like defensive end Aiden Hutchinson and wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown are shining, and the draft class has exceeded expectations. A hiccup against the Ravens, but a favorable schedule lays ahead. Green Bay Packers, D+. Aaron who? Without their former MVP quarterback, the Packers are floundering at 3-5. Jordan Love remains inconsistent and hasn't claimed the job. The defense has improved, but not nearly enough. GM Brian Gutekunst faces a crucial offseason to get Green Bay back on track. Houston Texans, A-. Don't look now, but the Texans are 4-4 with impressive rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud playing like a future superstar. First-year coach DeMeco Ryans has this defense overachieving. For a team most expected to be among the NFL's worst, Houston looks poised to shock everyone and contend for a wild-card spot. Indianapolis Colts, A-. Indianapolis Colts at 4-5 earn an A-. Head coach Shane Steichen is weaving magic, keeping the Colts competitive in every game. Running back Jonathan Taylor is a star, and the rookie quarterback veteran backup combo is working wonders. 4 wins might not sound like much, but it's a far cry from preseason expectations. Jacksonville Jaguars, B+. At 6-2, the Jags have already matched last season's win total. Trevor Lawrence is playing efficient football, and Travis Etienne adds explosiveness. The recent trade for guard Ezra Cleveland should bolster the O-line, but Jacksonville needs more from its 2021 top pick Travon Walker and 2022 deadline addition Calvin Ridley. Kansas City Chiefs, B+. The 7-2 Chiefs missed Tyreek Hill less than expected thanks to a dominant defense, but Patrick Mahomes is still seeking rhythm with his new receivers not named Travis Kelce. Even with offensive hiccups, Kansas City remains the team to beat in the AFC as they roll towards another top playoff seed. Las Vegas Raiders, C+. Kudos to Mark Davis for quickly realizing the Josh McDaniels disaster and pivoting to interim coach Antonio Pierce. Scrapping McDaniels' failed quarterback plan for rookie Aiden O'Connell also seems promising. There's a long road ahead, but the Raiders averted a total catastrophe. Los Angeles Chargers, C-. Injuries have once again derailed the super-talented but snake-bitten Bolts. Justin Herbert and the offense still haven't figured out how to win close games, but the defense is finally showing signs of life under new coordinator Kellen Moore. Don't count out a second-half surge if Brandon Staley doesn't blow it. Los Angeles Rams, C+. Losing Matthew Stafford crippled the Super Bowl champs, but they've remained scrappy behind Cooper Kupp and a no-name defense. Now injuries have forced LA to add Carson Wentz in desperation. It's likely a lost season, but at least the Rams will get a much-needed high draft pick. Miami Dolphins, B. The star-studded Dolphins are 6-3 but still unproven against quality foes like the Bills and Bengals. The D has steadily improved under new coordinator Vince Fangio, but can Tua Tagovailoa finally deliver when it matters most? Miami remains an enigma halfway through 2022. Minnesota Vikings, B. After Kirk Cousins was lost for the year, the Vikings rally behind new QB Joshua Dobbs to win 4 straight for a 5-4 record. Jefferson will supercharge the offense when he returns from injury. The schedule sets up favorably for Minnesota to snag a wild card spot. Resilient squad. New England Patriots, D-. For the once mighty Patriots to be 2-7 and facing questions about Bill Belichick's job security shows how far the dynasty has fallen. Life after Brady remains a disaster in New England. Change seems inevitable and overdue for the struggling Pats. New Orleans Saints, C. The defense is stellar again, but the Derek Carr-led offense lacks explosiveness. Recent signs suggest the Saints are finding their offensive identity behind Taysom Hill. Their remaining schedule is ultra soft. New Orleans remains positioned to win the terrible NFC South. New York Giants, F. The Giants' offense was ineffective before Daniel Jones and his top receivers got injured. Now, at 2-7, New York is left with little talent beyond defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. GM Joe Schoen faces a total rebuild in the Big Apple after misfiring on O-line fixes and playmakers. New York Jets, B. Let's give credit to these scrappy 4-4 Jets. Despite Zach Wilson still developing and a lack of weapons, New York hangs tough thanks to a stout defense. Remaining relevant this long should be considered a win for the snake-bitten franchise, and they still hope Aaron Rodgers could return for a playoff push. Philadelphia Eagles, A-. The NFL's lone one-loss team at 8-1, the Eagles face huge expectations. The offense relies heavily on Jalen Hurts' legs, and the defense ranks 29th against the pass. With a gauntlet upcoming on the schedule, Philly still has much to prove in tightly contested games down the stretch. Pittsburgh Steelers, B-. The Steelers always defy the numbers. They have a bottom third offense and defense, but keep winning close games behind the clutch play of rookie quarterback Kenny Pickett. Never count out Mike Tomlin's bunch, but the AFC North crown seems unlikely. San Francisco 49ers B. The Niners have regressed after a 5-0 start, but Deebo Samuel's return from injury and addition of Chase Young should re-energize this talented roster. Now Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy need to recapture their early season magic. Expect San Francisco to battle for NFC supremacy all season long. Seattle Seahawks B-. Pete Carroll's crew is 5-3 and tied atop the NFC West, but the offense hasn't taken off under Geno Smith like expected. Rookie backs Walker and Charbonnet have underwhelmed. At least the improved defense got a boost from the Wagner return. The Seahawks seem capped as a playoff one and done. Tampa Bay Buccaneers C+. Life after Tom Brady hasn't been a disaster thanks to Brady's replacement Baker Mayfield, but Todd Bowles' defense has fallen off a cliff. Blowing up the roster probably should have been considered at the trade deadline, but the woeful NFC South remains wide open. Tennessee Titans D+. Loaded with veterans, the 3-5 Titans seem stubbornly stuck chasing the past glory of their 2021 number 1 seed season. Moving on from the struggling Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, sooner could have jumpstarted a reboot. Instead, Mike Vrabel strangely stayed the course while the team sank. Wasted year. Washington Commanders D+. The Carson Wentz gamble failed miserably in Washington, but replacement quarterback Sam Howell has shown promise on a 4-5 squad lacking difference makers. This team doesn't seem playoff bound, but Ron Rivera's bunch competes hard despite major flaws on both sides of the ball. Well, those are the mid-turn grades across the NFL landscape. It's been a season full of twists and turns already at the halfway point. Let us know in the comments which team you think have over or underachieved most. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our end of season recap. Thanks for watching and see you next time.